Greetings and welcome back to a new video. Today, we have something I have never seen before. Now, I bought this PS1 in a parts and repair lot on eBay, and I didn't notice this until it came in, but this PS1 has an extra cord attached to it. Normally, this is not the case, as there is a removable cord that plugs into the back of this, so I am curious about this mod. I'm also very curious to see if there are any other mods to this system. Now, I did test it, and it does work just fine with this extra cord. I did not test the original power port, though, so we'll have to take a look at that. There is only one issue with the system, and that is that the lid doesn't latch so well. So we'll have to take care of that as well. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look and see what we have. Stay close. All right, so what I do want to do first is... Where's the cord? Why is there a rubber band here? Oh, there it is. Right, so let's see if this will boot with the original cord. Now, it's not plugged in with the extra cord, so turn on the TV. All right, so we have a green light. Yeah, it's booting up just fine with the original power port, so I don't know, somebody explain to me in the comments maybe, was this like a common mod at the time? It seems like this was just put in for like convenience sake. Alrighty, let's get this thing apart and see what we have going on here besides an obvious deep cleaning needing to be done on this. Almost forgot my handy dandy egg carton. Just gotta pop this off. Yeah, well, this is unfortunate. Now this thing's attached. But gonna have to bring you all in on this, see what we got going on. Yeah, so this is what it looks like we're dealing with here. We got basically just a regular power cable just soldered right onto the lead, so very simple. Now my question is, do I want to remove it or just leave it in? I don't know, me personally, just because I try to sell these as close to stock as possible, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to remove this mod. But let me know in the comments below what you would do if you saw this. But I think for me, I'm just going to take this out. Just to make this a little easier. Plus, I got to take this all apart anyway. Just gonna remove the power supply. And we'll just put this aside for now. We'll have to get to this later. Sorry about the crappy angle. It ain't ideal for me either. Alright. I'll try to clean that up just a little bit. Alright, that should be good enough. I don't want to put too much heat on it. I don't want to melt the plastic either, so... Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, we'll just set that aside for now. I'm gonna work on taking the rest of this apart here. So... I do want to get this whole thing out, but since I do have to clean this completely, we'll just undo everything. Put the laser aside for now. Just keep working on unplugging things. I got the feeling this is going to be in the way in a minute. Alright, so how many screws we got on here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like, and I guess that's it. Yeah, let's start off with these two in the back here. And this one's hiding underneath the wires. And one more here. There's a decent amount of dust in here too. And as such, we'll just vacuum up some of this. All right. Take off the top shielding. And then we got 4 more screws, it looks like, right here in the back. Whoa! Whoops. Yeah, if you're ever opening up one of these, Sony does make it pretty easy, so they have little arrows where screws will go. It's something that they've consistently done throughout the years, which is really nice when you're trying to put their stuff back together. A lot of other electronics manufacturers, you're basically trying to guess. I do wonder if somebody's been in at least this far before, because I do kind of see a little bit of evidence on the shielding, maybe some fingerprint residue or something. But kind of looking at the board, I don't particularly see a mod chip. Usually there's wires and stuff for them. But I'm not seeing anything. And nothing on the back either. So the board itself is pretty clean, just a little bit of dust, so I'll just vacuum it up a little bit. And we can just set this aside for now. Might as well do the same for this. Alright, now we can shift our attention to here. I guess first things first is get this cable out of here. That's interesting. When I took the tape off, there's the ground wire. Looks like they just clipped it. Not that it's needed in this application anyway. Alright, so I am not going to actually throw this out. What I can do is I can put a female plug on the end of this, and now I have an extension cord. So I guess next thing's next is we just gotta start taking all the switches and stuff out. Okay, so that's going to be the sticky open button. And next up, we'll just take the lid mechanism off here. I'm trying to remember how I did this last time. Well, whatever, it's a part, so. However it happened. And just got to pop off the rest of these buttons, I guess. Alright, there's a spring in there. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, so I have all the plastic parts here, so I'm just going to take these to the sink and wash them up real nice and good, and then we'll be back tomorrow and put this all back together. Alright, and it's next day now, so I guess all there is to do is just start putting this back together. So I guess we'll start off with the buttons. Alright, so we're going to start off with the open button here. Now in the last PS1 video, a viewer suggested that they use silicone spray to kind of lubricate the buttons. They said that they use food grade. I'm going to use a WD-40 version of it. I'm not planning on eating it, so I don't think it's really much of an issue there, but we'll just give it a spritz. And then that should dry. Actually, what I probably should do first is put the lid back on. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Put that in to lock it in place. I do remember the spring being a little bit of a pain in the butt. Okay, that seems to be working as it should. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, now I gotta try and get this spring on. I hate these kinds of little springs. I do not have the dexterity for them. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna give it another spritz in here. Seems to be working pretty good. There's one thing I forgot to do here, and that was to put the spring back in the power button before I put it in. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. But I also think I will give this a spritz too. Okay, we'll just set this aside for a moment. because we gotta finish putting back together this. So the shielding has not been cleaned yet, so we'll just do that real quick with a little alcohol. Let's give it a quick, wipe now. And just pop that in. Got another one we have to do here real quick. So I think I'm upside down here. Yeah, that looks right. Now the motherboard can go in. Then we have what? 4 screws. Just follow the arrows. So one here. It's not really that dirty under here, or really at all, but just be a little thorough here, and I'm just going to clean it up just to be thorough. Okay, then we got 4 screws here as well. Alright, I'm just going to set this aside for now. Yeah, it's got to clean this up real quick before we put it back in. Alright, before we put the controller port back in, I do want to just hit these connectors with my contact cleaner. Let's give it a spritz of the good stuff, and we'll give that a second for it to dry. Alright, so now I can start plugging things in. I think that was underneath before. And then these last 2 connectors are for the laser, which we'll put in a minute. But next we got to put the power supply back in. Then we just got the 2 screws by the connector there, and then should be good. And a quick spritz of the good stuff here. Give that a second to dry, and then I'll plug that in. Yeah, I'm well aware I'm doing quite a bit of this stuff out of order, but hey, it's all going to eventually get there. And just looking at the bottom of the laser here, it actually looks fine. I don't really see any major dirt, just a quick blow off. And just gonna clean the lens. And I see there's still a little bit of schmutz on here. I'll clean that off later. Yeah, you don't always get everything when you wash. Sometimes you gotta still do a little bit by hand. Yeah, button works great now. Cool. Alright, we'll just put the last few screws in and then we'll give this a test to make sure everything works. And then why not? Let's give this a spritz of the good stuff. Yeah, I see some schmutz on the power jack too. I'll clean that out also. Okay, so all we gotta do is a final test, and for that I'm gonna use Cubix, Robots for Everyone. It's actually a fun little game. As I drop the game. I think I'll be the nerdy kid. So that'll do it. A pretty easy project today, though I am still a bit confused about this power cord. My personal theory is that the last owner did it just because, and maybe for convenience. I mean, I guess maybe they didn't want to deal with the hassle of plugging in the power cord in the back for some reason. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what your theories are. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good jazz. Catch you on the next video. Bye for now.